What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Good morning. You are watching AMS Live. My name is Boy. It is Sunday, February 16th, 2025. We are standing here at the Kaagbaan for arrivals today. We are expecting at least two 747s and the A380. A third one is also underway, but I'm not exactly sure if it is going to land on the Kaagbaan or not. Its ETA is around 11 o'clock, and that's always the time where a secondary runway for arrivals is opening up. So we'll have to see if it is actually going to land over here or not. We're awaiting the arrival of the first Quad Squad member, Atlas Air Flight 9588, arriving from Miami, Florida. Marja, goedenavond, and good morning to all the viewers who have joined us already. There is the 747 Atlas Air Flight 9588, first Quad Squad member of the day. It's a 747-400 freighter, 8 hours and 2 minutes on the way to get here. The airplane is 26 years old. First flight was in December 1998. So we have a millennial coming in. Preceding it is SAS Flight 1553, arriving from Stockholm. That's an A320. Good morning, Reticent Guy and Donna. Per, good morning. And good morning to all others. Mohammed, John, Al Mustafa, Andre, Leo, Hans, John. Welcome one and all, guys. Just in time. The sun is out. It's relatively cool. KLM Flight 592 in the background behind the 747. That's a 777-300 arriving from Johannesburg, South Africa. A little bit of digital zoom makes the lamps look pixelated, but we can see that the gear extended. Throttling back to the top end of optical zoom. Nice combo shot there. Hadi Tim, Hadi Thijs, Hadi Klaas, Daniel, Renate, Marjan, Karsten, Koen, Johan. Good morning one and all. Perfect timing if you just joined us. SAS passing by, which you are hearing on the mic. After the 777-300 we will see an A320 from Lufti. And after that, the 777-200, and by the looks of it, also a Dreamliner arriving from Dar es Salaam. Atlas Air Flight 9588 arriving from Miami, Florida. First Quad Squad member of the day. 777-300 KLM Flight 592 arriving from Johannesburg, South Africa. In the background. Hey there, Wax Chisek. Good morning. Dirk, goedemorgen. Thomas, goedemorgen. Erwin, Chinchulo, good morning. Daniel, goedemorgen. Welcome one and all, folks. Showtime. And look at the backdrop. I will show you in a minute. Beautiful weather. The sun is out, illuminating the livery beautifully from behind. Ari Safari, good morning. Let's look and listen. Atlas Air. First Quad Squad member of the day. Lots of rudder, lots of rudder. And reversers, question mark? Rudder left, rudder right. Wolfgang, guten Morgen, Servus. Hope you were in time to see the airplane land. Hey there, Craig, good morning. Eugene, Oregon. Nice, good morning. Early morning. Diana, goedemorgen. Arie, goedemorgen. Karsten, guten Morgen. Me, myself, good morning. Uncle Kofi, Richard, Jindrosek, goedemorgen. Good morning, one and all. Her Majesty has landed. The first of 2, maybe 3 747s that we are going to see land here on the Kaagbaan. There is one that is expected coming in from Nairobi, expected around 11 o'clock, and that's a difficult time. So it might also land on the secondary runway, which is opening around that time. This is KLM flight 592, arriving from Johannesburg, South Africa, 777-300 10 hours, 39 minutes on the way. It's the PH BVN, 10 years old, first flight February 2015. Howdy Paul, Family Slows, Guy, good morning. Niels, Esmanu, good morning one and all. Let's listen to the howl of the GE90s of this 777-300 arriving from Johannesburg, South Africa. More than 10 hours on the way. Flap surfaces look immaculate. Long distance headshot of Her Majesty the Queen coming this way. Hanswoord, goedemorgen. And welcome back, Karsten. Back in the Aurora Sky Lounge. We kept your seat warm. Thanks for continuing being a member of the Aurora Sky Lounge, mate. Curly says, very big thanks from the Qatar captain for yesterday's last airplane of the day. You're welcome, mate. You're welcome. It is a pity that they landed on the wrong runway, but while we were there, I felt we kind of sort of had to make it the last airplane of the day. Happy to oblige. Lisa, goedemorgen. You were right to stay home. The wind chill is real. It is a bit windy over here. Bart and his companion are also over here. The sun is out, but the wind chill is real. We have a narrow-body appetizer, and then it is back to the wide bodies. This is Lufti flight 988 arriving from Frankfurt. Van Honza. Oh yeah. MK, good morning. Tommy, good morning. The cat, good morning. Siegfried, goedemorgen. Morton, good morning. Arno, goedemorgen. Manzi, George, good morning all. Arno, goedemorgen. Hope everybody is doing well. Happy Sunday to you all. We're here at the Kaagbaan runway 06, primary runway for arrivals with wind blowing from the east. Wind on the scale of flag, looks like so. But you can see nice sunny weather. Next airplane coming in is a 777-200 Earth arriving from Edmonton, Canada. KLM flight 676 left Canada 8 hours and 23 minutes ago. It's the PH BQK, 20-year-old airplane, first flight January 2005. And that's like the first of at least 4 consecutive wide bodies coming in. Stranger, good morning. Patrick, goedemorgen. Erik, goedemorgen. Janine, goedemorgen. Philip, goedemorgen. Snowy Belgium, I'm jealous. Lucky you, Philip. Am I? KLM Asia, returning from Edmonton, Canada, which is in the north part of West Asia. QJ asks, how's the snow? Yeah, well, some of you were warning for snow today. Look around, we can see Bart and his companion. There's no snow here. The only thing white here is the litter from other people. Vehicle number 2, not a kivit. Hey, and a bird. Well, there was a bird. I'm not hallucinating. There actually was one. Yeah, so seeing is believing is what I always adhere to when it comes to the weather here in the Netherlands. No snow. But we are seeing a Dreamliner arriving from Dar es Salaam. Dar es Salaami. KLM Flight 569 is a 787-10 Dreamliner. 9 hours, 8 minutes underway. 2-year-old airplane. First flight June 2022. Xanders, goedemorgen. Peter, goedemorgen. Wim, goedemorgen. Mattia, goedemorgen. Anil, good evening. Salut, Luc. Tim zit, good morning. Patrick, goedemorgen. Martien, goedemorgen. Bob, good evening, mate. Arnold, good morning. Gary, good morning. Sarah, good early morning. Welcome back, one and all. The heavies are continuing to come in, so no time to update flight radar and see what is coming. If you only joined us just now, you missed the landing of the first 747 already. Atlas Air arriving from Miami, Florida. I think it was the first airplane of the show that we followed. Look back the first 5 minutes to see it. Also, if you missed yesterday's stream, have a look in the video section. Captain Wielski from Lot made a tremendously big wheelie yesterday, right after the A380 had landed already. Captain Wheelie from KLM has competition, serious competition from Poland, let me tell you that. This is the other airplane arriving from South Africa, KLM Flight 598, arriving from Cape Town. Jin Shin, aloha mate. So next up will be Delta, after that it will be TUI. And I have heard about the reflections of that solar farm. I think it was near the Zwanenburgbaan Central Runway. Hey Ricardo, goedemorgen. Marcel, goedemorgen. 2 wide bodies coming in. On the right we have Delta Airlines Flight 48, A330neo, arriving from New York, JFK. 6 hours and 38 minutes underway. November 422, Delta Zulu is its registration. First flight of this airplane back in April 2023. So officially still 1 year old. Got 2 wide bodies coming after that. Can we see the second one already? Visibility is good. Trying to get my bearing in and see where we need to look for the third airplane. KLM Flight 702 arriving from Buenos Aires. That's a 787-9 Dreamliner, and the slew of wide bodies is going to continue after that. KLM Flight 668 after that as well. So this is the first of another 4 consecutive wide bodies at least. Awesome start of the show. Hey, ambulances. That's interesting. One ambulance. Two ambulances. Is there a medical emergency? Is there a medical emergency coming in or what? Interesting. Is there a medical emergency coming in? Usually when there are two ambulances in the Netherlands, it is because of a resuscitation. Not exactly sure why this is. My ride to the nut house. Yep. You're right, Jindrosek. They need two. They'll need to restrain me. Won't be going down that easy. This is TUI Flight 365 arriving from Bonaire. 7878 Dreamliner. I guess it's probably nothing. I see that the first ambulance is already approaching the apron, the cargo apron on the north side of the runway. Already driving over there. And the other one is following suit, so probably just a little Sunday drive. Oh? There's the police helicopter, or at least one of them. Just a pure coincidence, is what I'd like to think. It's probably all unrelated. This is KLM Flight 702 arriving from Buenos Aires. This is a 7879 Dreamliner which has flown for 12 hours and 39 minutes. Holy sizzle, more than half a day, ladies and gentlemen. It's the BHE, 8 years old. Welcome back. Looking on the north side of the cargo apron, we can see that Air China Cargo once again is parked over there with an A330-200, and this time around we can see that the cargo door is on the front part, which the other day was obstructed from view because of trees. Only 12 hours, Maria says. My flight from New Zealand to Dubai was 17. Yeah, it's not the longest flight, but it's definitely one of the longer flights, of course, to Amsterdam. What's the longest flight? Singapore to New York, if I recall correctly? 19 or so hours. Either way, it's better, I think, probably better to be in for such a long time than being in a JetBlue narrow body for 6.5 hours traversing the Atlantic Ocean. Yeah, Atlantic. Anyway, another 7879 Dreamliner is arriving from Austin, Texas. This is KLM Flight 668. In the meantime, a very good morning to all who have joined already. If you joined us only a couple of minutes ago, you might have missed the landing of the first 747 already. Atlas Air, arriving from Miami, Florida, was the first landing of a Quad Squad member here. We have at least another 747 underway. A second one, don't know for sure yet whether or not it is going to land here. Let's have a quick look on the map, guys, and let me show you what is inbound. Cargolux, this is the one I'm not sure we are going to see or not. Its ETA currently stands at 10:59. That's a minute before the opening of runway 36 right as secondary runway, which is going to open up around 11 o'clock. So I'm not too sure about whether or not we are going to see it up close. We still are able to see it if it lands on runway 36 right, but not as great as when it is landing on runway 06, the runway we are standing next to. No issues here. This Cargolux is arriving at a time where only one runway is open, plus it is arriving from the west, so no issues there. That one we are going to see land over here. Same goes for the Emirates flight from Dubai, the A380, expected around 12:30 at the moment. That's a time where only one runway for arrivals is going to be open, and that's this runway. Unless the wind changes drastically, nothing is ever certain here at Schiphol Airport. Case in point the other day when it looked like we were going to see arrivals but ended up with departures. This is Finnair flight 1301 A321 arriving from bloody Helsinki. And Turkish is also sending an A321 from Istanbul next after this. Meanwhile, good morning to Gary, fan of trains, Top Cat, Guus, NJ, John, Falco, and all the others. Good morning, one and all. You're watching AMS Live. My name is Boy. This is the Kaagbaan, where we're standing next to. Arrivals take place here. Turkish on the right and El Al on the left. Turkish arriving from Istanbul, A321. El Al 737-900 arriving from Tel Aviv. After that we are going to see yet another Delta A330 arriving from Salt Lake City. Delta Airlines flight 56. Hey there Stefan, good morning. And warm welcome to all the other viewers who have joined us already. If you're new to the channel, don't be afraid to say hi. It's not mandatory by any means, but it is always appreciated. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. There are a lot of viewers already and they're all friendly. Many of them are knowledgeable, so feel free to shoot any questions you might have. Turkish Airlines arriving from Istanbul, flight 1951. Also, if you've been enjoying the stream so far, don't forget to leave a like. It really helps to bring in more awesome people like yourselves. People who are into streams such as these, but who haven't come across the channel yet. Erik, ja. Marcel, goedemorgen. Marco, goedemorgen. Frits, goedemorgen. Marinus, goedemorgen. Arsenio asks if you can get here by car. You certainly can, but you need to park a little bit further away. And during weekdays, that can be a bit problematic. You need to be lucky. El Al, flight 337 arriving from Tel Aviv up next. 737-900. 4 hours and 41 minutes on the way. 8-year-old airplane. First flight February 2016. No guns or anti-missile defense systems visible on the outside of this airplane. Although I am told all airplanes have those systems on board. Hey, tot later, fijne dag. That was Bart leaving for the polderbaan. Saying goodbye. The tail hook for if the airplane needs to land on an airplane carrier. SK2010, Guten Morgen. Nicolas, Calimera. Falco asks, what is your favorite plane and airline? Well, that's a good question. I think the 747-400 is an all-time favorite. Looking at modern day passenger airplanes, the A350 and the A220 are my two favorites because of the aesthetics. Favorite airline? Well, not very experienced in flying with different airlines, so hard to say which one is favorite, given that I've only flown on Alitalia and on Transavia and on KLM. Not a fan of Alitalia. I flew back on a 777-200 from Alitalia from Tokyo Narita back in 2016. Was really looking forward to seeing a slow motion sunset. Was seated on the right side of the airplane next to a window to see it, camera ready in my carry-on luggage, and I was seated next to a window that was so scratched you couldn't see outside and let alone make good photos. Was so bummed out. No wonder they went bankrupt. This is Delta Airlines flight 56, arriving from Salt Lake City, A330-300. Wheelie landing. Absolutely. Bam. Beautiful. Sander, goedemorgen. Peter K, good morning. René, goedemorgen. Carlo, goedemorgen. Tuning in from nearby Noordwijkerhout. Freddy, good morning. Prasanna, good morning. René, goedemorgen. And Ricardo has a question. Do you ever go on vacation? I absolutely do. Been on a weekend trip to Bruges not too long ago. And maybe if the stars are going to align properly next week too. I also like to go skiing. So I do go on vacation every now and then. Though not very often, it has to be said. Also, when I was working for an employer, almost never finished all of my holidays that I got allotted in any given year. Hey, Elmer, going to Thailand with the A380 later in the year. Hey, dankjewel, fijne dag. That was Bart's mate, also saying goodbye, also leaving. Fan of trains, good morning. LL, goedemorgen. Marcus, good morning. Hadi Hans, goedemorgen. Falco asks, when is the best time of day to see a lot of big planes in AMS? Well, there is an inbound peak in the morning hours in the local morning and an outbound peak as well. I find that the local afternoon, usually there's a lot of traffic of narrow bodies, but then again, in around 3:30, maybe 2:30 in the winter, but in the afternoon you do have the departure of the A380. There's also these days an A380 coming in, but that's in the evening hours. There's also an inbound rush hour of inbound traffic from East Asia with wide bodies arriving around local dinner time. This is KLM Flight 749 arriving from Cartagena. This is a 787-10 Dreamliner. Lufthansa A319 should be behind it, arriving from Munich. Karsten, good morning. Eversteria, goedemorgen. Lucia, good morning. Hey John, goedemorgen, good morning. KLM flight 749 arriving from Cartagena, 787-10 Dreamliner, the PH BKI, 8 hours and 55 minutes on their way. 4-year-old airplane, first flight August 2020. The A319 from Lufti, arriving from Munich. We can already see behind it, and KM Malta is looking to become the third airplane. A320neo, arriving from, you guessed it, Malta. Hey there Benjamin, goedemorgen. Welcome all others who have joined us already. You're watching AMS Live, my name is Boy, the sun is shining here at Schiphol Airport. There's also a bit of wind. We're standing next to Kagbaan, runway 06, the primary runway for arrivals. And in the very beginning of the show, the first 747 already landed. At least one more is expected, plus the A380. There's another one expected around 11 o'clock. That's the next one. Now, 11 o'clock is a difficult time. That's always the time that the secondary runway opens up for arrivals. With the 747, I'm talking about arriving from the east, it becomes a little questionable of whether or not we are going to see it land over here. If it is going to the secondary runway, it's going to be 36 right. We should be able to see it quite well from over here. Except the landing will be obstructed from our view because of the buildings over here. Hopefully it's going to make up some time. And hopefully we still get to see the 747 land over here. Let's have a quick look on flight radar while we're waiting for Lufti to come in. See what the ETA is doing as we speak. So, Cargolux, the next 747, now still firmly at 10:59 expected. So, once it enters Dutch airspace, we will have to check Bezoekbus and see what runway it is going to be assigned to. I'm not getting my hopes up too high. I'm just trying to manage your expectations. I think it's probably going to go to the wrong runway if it doesn't make up any additional time. Still, we should be able to see it quite well from over here. Bert, goedemorgen. Hanna, goedemorgen. Rakete 88, goedemorgen. Herzlich willkommen. Japanese characters, Ohio gozaimasu. Good morning, welcome back. Nice to see you all on a sunny Sunday here. Finally, a little bit of sunshine. There's wind. And this is Lufti flight 2302 arriving from Munich. It's an A319, flight time 1 hour 12 minutes. 14-year-old airplane. First flight of this airplane was in May 2010. You can definitely see that the pilots are battling a little bit of wind. It's not very windy, but you can tell that there is wind. It's like DBC registration. Simple as DBC. Bloop. Now, Bart told me that there's also going to be a departure of National. That's the tail that you see on the far left. National 747 expected later in the morning to take off. So, have to keep an eye out for that. We're probably going to see it traverse the runway later in the morning. KM Malta flight 394 arriving from Malta. 3 hours and 3 minutes on the way to get here. A320 Neo with the registration 9H nah. It's November Echo Hotel. Nah. New airplane, first flight July 2024. Nah. Good morning, Thomas. Good morning, the Kurd. Glad Lexon. Good morning. Danny Rules. Good morning. Hans. Good morning. Armar. Good morning. Buenos dias. Gracias. Thank you for the kind words, mate. Glad you're enjoying the views. This is American Airlines Flight 204, arriving from Philadelphia. Indeed, that is what Lisa said when I asked if she was going to join me here today. Nah, too windy, and rightly so. A bit chilly. Chilly weather always gets my nose runny, which is why you sometimes can hear me invite the elephant back into the room. This is American Airlines Flight 204, arriving from Philadelphia. Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, right? Let's see if my topography is still somewhat decent. 3,246 nautical miles this airplane has journeyed. And what a looker. It is, without a doubt, an American. Three-year-old airplane, first flight October 2021. Air China A330-200. Still in the process of being loaded or unloaded. Don't know which one this is. And Phileas PA. Thanks, Wolf. German Monster, good morning. Martin, goedemorgen. Niels, goedemorgen. Good morning all others who have joined us. Mark, good morning. Hope everybody is having a great Sunday here today. A Sunday of arrivals here at Schiphol Airport, at least at AMS Live, where the Kaagbaan runway 06 is the primary runway for arrivals today. Visibility is A-OK, top notch. EasyJet arriving from Gatwick, A319 coming in first. Croatia Airlines A319 arriving from Zagreb, number 2. The number 3 is still turning in just northeast of Leiden, and that's a Transavia arriving from Salzburg. First airplane to arrive is EasyJet A319 arriving from London Gatwick. 42 minutes on their way, par for the course, nominal flight time. London Amsterdam always averages around 40 to 45 minutes. This is the OELQA, a 16-year-old airplane. First flight February 2009. The record case, good morning. Helsinki spotting, good morning. Gus asks the temperature. If you look in the ticker, you will see the meter. I think it said 0 degrees. Might be that it has warmed up to 1 degree above zero at the moment. Looking up and around me, at the moment not a lot of contrails to be seen. We do have a lot of cirrus clouds. You can see through them. There is one teeny tiny contrail in the sky right above me. Looks like it is heading to the, what is it, northeast or so? Wizz Air? Question mark. I think it might be Wizz Air. Alright. Russell the Crow? Not exactly in the water, but not too far off. And over there, a little duck who's having some greens and fibers for breakfast. Next airplane coming in, Croatia Airlines Flight 450, arriving from Zagreb, A319. And it was indeed Wizz Air Luton to Warsaw, Malky says, so there you go. Hope you guys did not get any cramps because you are Luton intolerant. John Dutch Canadian also back in the chat. Good to see you, mate. Good morning. We are expecting another wide body soon. Delta Airlines Flight 236 arriving from Tampa. Now on the left, number 2 to arrive. On the right we have Transavia Flight 6006 arriving from Salzburg. That is a 737-800. Flight time 1 hour and 19 minutes. PHHXD. 8 years old, first flight May 2016. Delta Airlines arriving from Tampa. Next after that. Marco, goedemorgen. Ralph, goedemorgen. Alex Lightfoot, good morning. Rens, good morning. And all other viewers who have joined, good morning. You're watching AMS Live. My name is Boy. This is Delta Airlines Flight 236 arriving from Tampa in Florida. 8 hours and 14 minutes. This airplane is underway. Registration November 809, November Whiskey. 19-year-old airplane, first flight March 2005. Hey, and is Rolf celebrating his birthday today. Congratulations, mate. Gefeliciteerd. Happy birthday, mate. Erik, goedemorgen. Gary, good morning. Martin R, good morning. Goedemorgen, kerel. Is je t-shirt er al? Martin R is anxiously awaiting his t-shirt so that he can wear it on his upcoming vacation to Curaçao. I hope that the delivery will happen soon if it hasn't already. How butter will it get? The answer is pretty buttery. Alright, sweet. Ufo 80, goedemorgen. Graziano, bom dia. Mike, goedemorgen. Danny, goedemorgen. Nico, goedemorgen. René, goedemorgen. Aniket, good morning. Welcome one and all. For now, it is narrow bodies and we have a 3 airplane glide slope shot over here with Transavia in the foreground arriving from Innsbruck. In the middle, we are looking at KLM arriving from Zurich. And number 3 is an A321neo from KLM arriving from Paris. After that, back to another Delta A330. Nice mix of narrow bodies and wide bodies here today. If you joined us only just now, you may have missed the arrival of the first 747 already. We're expecting a few more, one of which will arrive around 11 o'clock. Whether or not we are going to see it here on this runway remains to be seen, because around 11 always the secondary runway for arrivals opens up. It would mean that we are still able to see the airplane in its arrival, but not the touchdown, and we wouldn't be able to see it up close like we can from these airplanes. With these airplanes, mind you, one 747 and one A380 are definitely likely going to land here. I have to be cautious because you never know what's going to happen here at Schiphol Airport if the runway use does not get changed, and the forecast is it won't, and particularly given that there is a more pronounced wind than there was earlier in the week. Ordinarily we would be able to see at least one 747 and the A380, possibly even a second 747. Last time we checked, its ETA was 11 o'clock. Let's have another quick look. I'm very anxious to see whether or not we are going to see the next Atlas Air, no, Cargolux it was. Still 10:59. It's going to be exciting to see whether or not it is going to land here then or not. Once it enters Dutch airspace, if bus is working, bezoek bus, we should be able to see the runway it is going to be assigned to. So it won't be long before we hopefully learn more. Worst case, we are going to see it on our right, no, on our left, going to the runway that intersects the runway that these airplanes are all landing on. So it's going to be interesting to see. Hadi Rob, goedemorgen. JB, good morning. Lance, good morning. Good to see you, mate. Mayday NL, good morning. Welcome one and all. You're watching AMS Live. My name is Boy. We're standing here at Kagbaan. Primary runway for arrivals. One 747 already landed. Another one will too. The A380 will also land here, very likely. This is KLM flight 1402, arriving from Paris Charles de Gaulle. It's one of KLM's A321neos. This one is the latest Fax D, although Fax E is pretty soon coming pretty soon. First flight of this airplane, December last year. Air China Cargo A330-200 being loaded. Delta Airlines Flight 74 is also approaching. We have two consecutive wide bodies now coming in. Kimmy, good morning. Bullet asks, see any fish in the canal? I know that they are there, but we haven't seen them here. We have seen quite a few fish in spring being busy doing woohoo next to the polderbaan. I'm pretty sure that there's also fish in the canal over here. This is Delta Airlines Flight 136 arriving from Detroit, Michigan, an A330-300. 7 hours and 10 minutes underway. The airplane is 17 years old, first flight April 2007. Good morning, EDDH Airport. Teresa, good morning. Next airplane to land here is a 787-10 Dreamliner, and after that we are going to see play. KLM flight 758, the next airplane to land, arriving from Panama City, 787-10 Dreamliner, the PHBKG, 9 hours and 19 minutes on the way, 5 years old, first flight January 2020. If you guys have been enjoying the stream thus far, don't forget to drop a like. It really helps to bring in more awesome people like yourselves who are into streams like these but who haven't come across the channel yet. It really helps to promote the channel and its content to new viewers, people who are also interested in streams like these. We have play coming in as number 2. We have a KLM 737 coming in as number 3, and it looks like wide bodies after that. Delta Airlines flight 74, flying base still over the Gulf of Yorkshire, but we'll be flying over Dutch land pretty soon in the vicinity of Noordwijk. If Sander is at home, he should be able to see it. Hadi Joko, goedemorgen. Jee, goedemorgen. Also a very, very controlled landing there. Beautiful. Next up, play. Ladies and gentlemen members, dust off your custom emoji. It is that time again. Get the chat red. OG460 is coming in from Reykjavik. 2 hours and 39 minutes on the way. It's the TFPPB. 4 years old. First flight September 2020. Playtime it is indeed. See that Air Oink Oink is also approaching slowly but surely. On the left you see KLM flight 1930, which is arriving from Geneva. After that it is time for Delta Airlines flight 74, arriving from Atlanta, Georgia. Hadi Jaap, goedemorgen. Thank you for the kind words, mate. And the musketeer says in Dutch, I've been lurking here now for 3 days or so, but my compliments, good info and nice footage. Dankjewel, musketeer, for your kind words. Thank you so much. Nice of you to say hi. Feel free, if you are new to the channel, to say hi. It's not mandatory, but it's always appreciated. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask. Many people are watching. They're all friendly. Many are knowledgeable. There's no such thing as a stupid question. Playtime, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go. And doesn't it look beautifully in this full sunshine, unadulterated sunshine? Makes play stand out beautifully. Whether or not you like it is beside the point. It is a remarkable airplane. The sun brings out the best in all liveries. Now, Sander, massively thank you for your super chat. You didn't have to do that, mate. Planes are coming over Katwijk at the moment. They are. We could see it on flight radar. So if you are at home, then you should be able to see them a couple of minutes before the stream shows them. Let's quickly go back. This is KLM flight 1930 arriving from Geneva, a 737-800. And we have a triplet A330s coming. 2 deltas, and sandwiched in between is KLM flight 775 arriving from Port of Spain. What a way to communicate. Sander, dude. Sander super chatted, said, not coming this time, forgot to charge camera batteries. Mate, thank you so much for the super chat. You didn't have to do that, you know that. Pity that you aren't coming around, but next time. And it is also pretty cold with the wind chill, so it would have been quite uncomfortable if you were coming here. I'm standing here with heated gloves on and with ski pants under a rain pants and a very thick parka, and I'm still not exactly very warm. The wind chill is real. Luckily the wind is coming from behind the way I'm standing right now, oriented towards the airplanes approaching. Makes it somewhat bearable. This is Delta Airlines Flight 74 arriving from Atlanta, Georgia. It's an A330-300 arriving after 7 hours and 15 minutes being in the air. 18-year-old airplane, has been flying since November 2006. KLM Flight 775 arriving after that. It's a triplet of A330s. How butter is the landing going to be? How buttery do you want it? Yes. Absolutely beautiful. Bookie Meow, good to see ya. Welcome back. Hope all is well. A330's time. Next up, KLM Flight 775 arriving from Port of Spain, A330-200. And in the meantime, a massive big thank you to Arjan van Vught, who just now gifted no less than 10 memberships. Hope that everybody who received a gifted membership from Arjan just now will say thank you for it or dankjewel. Please enjoy the custom emojis that you now have access to for a month. They're there for a reason. Spamming is not allowed, but all members can use custom emojis to their heart's desire. So whenever you want to do it, use them. Arjan, dankjewel, mate. Above and beyond, 10 new members courtesy of you. Welcome to the Aurora Skylines new members. See that Dave A010 is also back in the chat. Good to see you, mate, and welcome. If you joined us only just now, welcome to the show. First of all, you're watching AMS Live. My name is Boy. In the first 5 minutes of the stream, the first 747 already landed. Atlas Air arriving from Miami, Florida. There's at least another one coming in later this morning, expected to land here on the Kaagbaan. The Emirates A380 is also expected to land here. I think that the next 747 to arrive has entered Dutch airspace already. Has anybody had a look, and does anybody know already what runway it is going to go to? Is the 747 going to land on the Kaagbaan, or will it be one of the first, if maybe not even the very first airplane to 36 right? Alan also back in the chat. Good to see you, mate. Hope all is well. Dinant, goedemorgen. Dinant asks, how long will they use the Kaagbaan for arrivals? According to Bezoek Bas, for the remainder of the upcoming hours. The wind is not expected to change significantly, and Bezoek Bas says that Kaagbaan is going to be in use for arrivals. Let's have a quick look. Cargolux is entering Dutch airspace, and whether or not, oh shit, 1107, I think we already have our answer. I think it is going to go to 236 right. Now if you go to the website called bezoekbas.nl, you can go to expected runway use, and over here you can see landing on the Kaagbaan is expected until the end of the afternoon. Now it is an expectation, and expectations can change. In practice things do change every now and then, but as long as the wind is expected to stay constantly blowing in the direction it is currently blowing from, we should be good here, and arrivals on Kaagbaan are expected for the rest of at least the daylight period. On paper. This is Delta Airlines Flight 90 arriving from Orlando, Florida, another A330. This is an A330 Neo, so we saw a 300 first, a 200 next, and this is a 900. 2-year-old airplane. First flight September 2022. Thanks for the update, Maria. Cargolux to Alsmeer as expected. Unfortunately, the one that is going to get away. Karsten has to go. You have a wonderful rest of the day too, mate, and you're welcome. Tina, goedemorgen. Amatrin Moon, good morning. Jack Wolfman, good morning. So, 3 consecutive A330s, 3 different airplane variants of the A330, no less. Little control up in the sky, right above me. Let me see if I can find it. Against the backdrop. Against the backdrop of cirrus clouds, a bit more difficult to see, but with the sun behind us, the lighting is optimal to see it. Maybe BA? I'm thinking maybe BA. Was a bit hard to see. Now it's time for narrow bodies with another A321neo from KLM coming in. Fax D we saw earlier. Which one is this going to be? It is KLM flight 1002 arriving from London Heathrow. This one is the Fax A. That's the first of the 4. They started their delivery last year. Unless I am mistaken, there are currently 4 flying, and Fax D the latest, Fax A the first, Fax E coming soon. Indeed, Peter, Delta A350, we haven't seen it in a while. I think maybe last week, a week ago. And since I began streaming this Thursday, maybe one for departures, I don't know. Absolutely haven't seen a lot of A350s. It comes and goes, doesn't it? Same with the 767s. Sometimes you see them back to back on consecutive days. Similar with the LA28 A350 from Delta. We saw it every day. A couple of months ago for a short period of time, and then all of a sudden you don't see them again, and they're flying to different parts of the world. Here we have one of the many daily flights between Paris, Charles de Gaulle and Amsterdam Schiphol Airport. KLM flight 1404, another 737-800. Hadi Pieter, goedemorgen. Pieter PDK, goedemorgen. Hadi Hans, goedemorgen. And 4 A321neos indeed, Hans says. 3 more planned next month. So the tempo of deliveries of A321neos goes up, at least shortly. Paul, goedemorgen. Good morning. And also Arsenio, thank you so much for your super chat with no accompanying text. Thank you so much, mate. Right. Let's go back to the camera and see what is coming in next. Next coming in is Air Oink Oink. That's Pegasus, flight 1251, arriving from Istanbul. Three hours and 28 minutes on the way. That's a bit longer than normally would have been the case. Istanbul and Athens, both 3-hour destinations normally speaking. So unless this airplane flew a different route, it must have had a lot of headwind on the way. The airplane is brand new, first flight November 2024. How buttery can it get? Reasonably buttery. A lot of shuddering going on. Those elevators definitely. Oh, I was wondering, what is this now that I'm seeing? Is this a duck, but it's a bit of debris or something? Bit of styrofoam, probably dirty styrofoam. or is the spy submarine from an enemy nation? Anyway, let me quickly go back to the chat and say a big thank you to GE, who says great stream and hello from Punxsutawney in Pennsylvania. Thank you so much, GE, for your super chat and for your kind words. I'm glad that you are appreciating the stream, and I hope that everybody who is watching is. This is beautiful Ita, the beautiful lady. I can see your hand. That's an A220, and it's the IHON. Beautiful livery. Beautiful machine, magnified and intensified by the sun shining on it from the right side. Man, what a looker. Has to be one of my favorite airplanes flying around right now. Qatar Airways with their A220s. No, wait, huh? A320neo? Huh? Was it an A320neo? What? A320neo, okay. Absolutely looked like an A220. And to me, I think I am sobering up and need more vodka. Apologies. Still, I like the livery and I like when the sun is shining on it. Could have sworn it was one of their A220s. Hey, Captain Eddie Boy is also back in the chat. Good to see ya. Right, I'm getting distracted from the chat. Let's focus on the airplanes. This is EasyJet. Arriving from London Stansted, A319. Peter says it was A220. Right. Well, I was beginning to question my eyesight. I absolutely was beginning to question my eyesight. It looked very much like an A220 to me. Wait a minute. Yeah, and this is ETAP, but this is an an A320. This is a regular A320. This looks different from the other airplane. Alrighty. It was definitely an A320neo. Okay, well, there you go. I think the A220s look a bit better than the A320s, but the A320s absolutely also are killing it. The livery combined with the unadulterated sunshine currently shining here. Let's enjoy that view one more time. If you joined us just now, welcome to the show. You're watching AMS Live. My name is Boy. We're standing along the Kaagbaan, runway 06, primary runway for arrivals. If you joined us only later, you may have missed the landing of the first 747 of the show already. Second 747 is in Dutch airspace. It's going to land on a different runway than the one we are standing next to, but we have sight of it and should be able to see it from a distance pretty soon. In the meantime, also good morning and thank you, Joachim, who is celebrating 3 months of membership and says good morning, Boy, and everyone. Joachim, thank you so much for your continued support. Hope that you still like it in the lounge and that everything is still to your liking as a member. Hit me up if something is missing or wrong and I will see what I can do to fix it. Tarum is coming in next, and on the left you can see Qatar, an A350 arriving from Doha. Now, expected around 11:07 at the by then opened runway 36 right is, I believe, Cargolux arriving from Nairobi, Kenya. Ooh, contrails in the sky, also interesting. Hey, it's Jan. Jan. No, Dan. From the front it was looking like Jan, but it is Dan. Damn. No Dan. Also a couple contrails. They did not cross simultaneously, so we didn't miss a conjunction. Alrighty, it is Qatar going to land over here. I also see that the Cargolux 747 is approaching. Looks like it is also going to become the first airplane to land on the soon to open up runway 36 right, aka the Aalsmeerbaan. This is Qatar Airways flight 275 arriving from Doha. 6 hours and 26 minutes on the way. A350-900, 8-year-old airplane. The A7ALM. First flight was in October 2016. Love the airplane, don't like the livery that much. See that Georgios is also back in the chat, and Clemencia, hope you've had a wonderful holiday, birthday yesterday. You see that Captain Eddie Bus is celebrating 8 months of membership today. Hello boys, say hi to Andian from Indonesia. Andian and Captain Eddie Bus, welcome back. Good to see you both in the chat again lately. Hope you've been well. Thank you for the ongoing support. And greetings from cold Netherlands to Indonesia from AMS Live over here. Good morning P and CC and all others who have joined. Alvala, guten Morgen. Willy, good morning. Let's see. Cargolux is turning in. And SLM is taking off from center. Yeah, there it is. There it is. Not very high above the horizon. One quad squad member is going. The other is arriving. Happy to hear that, Clemencia, that you've had a nice birthday yesterday. Hope that the birthday cake was nice as well. Slowly but surely climbing, or is it the earth falling away under it? Star Alliance livery Eugene coming in. There's the A340-600. Meanwhile, Cargolux, arriving from Nairobi, Kenya, is arriving here, going to runway 1836 right. There it is. This is Cargolux flight 2616, Boeing 747-400. 8 hours and 37 minutes on the way from Nairobi, Kenya to Schiphol Airport. Their plane is 18 years old. First flight December 2006. Backlight of the morning sunshine not working in our favor today. That's where we're going to lose track of it, and only are going to see it again over there. That's the only 747 getting away from us today. And there it is. Good morning, Sean. Hey, Jörg, also back in the chat. Good to see you, mate. Long time no see. Welcome all the others who have joined in the meantime. Let's quickly turn back. We have BA A319 arriving from London Heathrow. Converging landings now in progress with 36 right, also open for 40 minutes as secondary runway for arrivals. KLM flight 765, the next airplane to come in from Bonaire, an A330-300. Had to invite the elephant back into the room temporarily. Low air temperatures. Unfortunately, makes my nose go really stuffy really quickly. as if I am not sounding stuffy enough already, normally speaking. This is KLM flight 765, A330-300 arriving from Bonaire. A330-300, 8 hours 19 minutes on the way. It's the Faka. What up, Faka? 13-year-old airplane, first flight February 2012. The Boner Faka indeed, Jendrosek. Right. In the meantime, good to see you back, Danny. Back as a green member. Thank you for choosing the Aurora Sky Lounge once again. We kept your seat warm, naturally speaking, and welcome back, mate. Now, there is a national 747 over there. Bart told me when he was here this morning. Expected to leave later in the morning, so we might get to see it traverse the runway outbound to Center or Polderbaan. It's the tail on the far left. The one in the middle, more or less, is Suparna, and of course Atlas on the right. Not sure what time it's going to depart. It also looks like everything is closed, including the front door on Air China Cargo, the A330. Not sure when it is going to leave. At the moment, converging runways, converging arrivals with 36 right also open for another 40 or so minutes. We have, I'm counting, 4 airplanes coming to the runway we are standing next to. 2 we can already see. Or can we see a third one as well? Near the trees, perhaps? Not sure. Oh wait, there it is. There they are. They're still flying in. KLM and KLM approaching. And established already Iberia Express here in the foreground. Arriving from Madrid, that's on the far right. And now the second is EasyJet arriving from London Gatwick. Lovely to see. Glide slope formation, Iberia Express in the meantime arriving from Madrid, A320, first next airplane to land here. Is that H1, the bird control van coming this way? No, it's Area 53. No eye contact with the driver, so no wave from me then. There we go, a 3 airplane glide slope shot coming this way. KLM, and also back in the chat. Just plain nuts, good to see you, mate. Hope you've been well in the meantime. 6 months of membership. Mate, thank you so much for your ongoing support. I hope everything is still good in the lounge and to your liking. Good to have you back, mate. How have you been? And thank you for the ongoing support. Good morning, Scooter News. Glede or Gelede. I don't know exactly how to pronounce some of your names. Benny, goedemorgen. Danny, good morning. Paul asks if you can park where I'm standing. No, not in the immediate vicinity. You have to park a bit further away, and you have to walk across over a road where trucks are driving, and there's no cycling path or sidewalk. Gasgo! Gasgo is arriving in the Netherlands. Jesus, we haven't seen in a while. I think it is flying to and from Liverpool. China cargo estimated 12:30, German Monster says. And Sailor 92 is tuning in from Belgrade. Welcome, welcome one and all. You're watching AMS Live. My name is Boy. This is the Kaagbaan runway 06, primary runway for arrivals, and we have airplanes coming in. You might have already missed the arrival of 1747 on the Kaagbaan. Another one landed. Cargolux is flying next to Ireland and is expected around 12:16. It is expected to land on the runway we are standing next to, and 15 minutes later, around 12:30, the same is going to happen with the Emirates A380. So if you don't have to be anywhere, stick around because we are going to catch them all like Pokemon. Only just now did one of the 747s get away, the only one that is going to get away, hopefully. Landed on runway 36 right, which is the secondary runway for arrivals today. It's going to stay open from 11 until 11:40. And then from 11:40 until 1 p.m. we are once again back to just one runway open for arrivals. And guess which runway that is expected to be? Exactly this one. Means that the 747 I showed you just now and the A380 are both expected to land over here. Is this Captain Wheelie getting redemption for Captain Wheelski's long wheelie yesterday? Almost looked like it. Right, it's time for another wide body. It is a 777-200 arriving from Las Vegas. KLM flight 636, 9 hours and 38 minutes underway. The airplane is 20 years old. Its registration is the PHBQF, that's Bravo Quebec Foxtrot. First flight was in March 2004. Nick, good morning. Martin, good morning. Willy, good morning. Welcome all others. If you're new to the channel, don't be afraid to say hi. It's not mandatory, but it is always appreciated. And if you have any questions, shoot. There's no such thing as a stupid question. Many people are watching and they are all friendly. And if you've been enjoying the stream so far, consider leaving a like if you haven't already. It really helps to promote the channel to more awesome people like you guys who are into streams like these but who haven't come across AMS Live yet. The YouTube world is big and not many people have come across the channel yet. Your like will help in bringing in more awesome people like yourselves. KLM flight 636 operated by KLM Asia, coming in from Las Vegas, which is in the west of West Asia, as we all know. Big picture wise, the sky is mostly blue. We have cirrus clouds here and there. The sun is shining. Every now and then you can see a contrail. The wind is blowing. This is the wind on the scale of flag. Corendon A350 arriving from Willemstad, Curaçao is going to runway 18 right. I'm going to turn around like this so that the camera wires don't get tangled. And let's see if we can spot it already. I think I have it. Interestingly, arriving from Willemstad, Curaçao, but not going to this runway. Alan says, Captain Wheelski, Was a genius title. Yeah, thank you. If you don't know what Alan is on about, have a look in the video section. Yesterday, after the landing of the A380, a lot Embraer landed and did a record long wheelie. Now, for those of you who know by now, we have Captain Wheelie, who is a pilot for KLM and does the same every now and then in KLM Embraer 190s. Now, either Captain Wheelie has switched and is now flying for LOT, or the Polish have their own Captain Wheelie, which I like to nickname Captain Wheelski. This is Corendon flight 598 arriving from Willemstad, Curaçao. And a Britty hopper is arriving over here. That's what you're hearing on the mic. Interestingly, this airplane landing on the wrong runway. Normally arriving from the west should have been one to land on the Polderbaan. World to fly Corendon. 8 hours and 20 something minutes underway. Now, all we are going to see of it is either when it goes around, see it higher in the sky, or we can see it roll out here on the runway. Probably the latter is going to happen. In the meantime, Embraer after Embraer coming in on Kaagbaan. There it is. Alright, let's turn around. Have a look at the next airplane coming in. It should be an Embraer 175 arriving from Stavanger, and after that, time for another A330-200 arriving from Vancouver, Canada. Gives me a quick moment to have a look with you on the weather. Wind is real, and this is what I have in the meter in the ticker. A refresh will tell us that the wind has not changed in direction, blowing from the east. Wind speed has increased to 2 knots. Air temperature 2 degrees above zero, and it's CAV okay, meaning visibility and ceiling are okay. No clouds, no precipitation, no nothing of importance here interfering with visibility. I will paste it in the ticker after this landing, but before the A330. This is KLM flight 1174 arriving from Stavanger, an Embraer 175. Nice landing, nothing to see, nothing to write home about. Let me finish the chore of filling in, updating the ticker with the latest meter. Here we go. So the air temperature was 0 degrees an hour or so ago. Now it's 2 above zero. The wind speed has picked up 13 knots of wind. The wind chill is real. Which is what Adi is also confirming, who just went outdoors. And can confirm that the wind is pretty chilly. Hey, Quad Squad Contrail. Quick looky up. Lufty 747. Affirmative. Lufty 747. Right. Now, the battery of my left heated glove has died on me. Left hand really getting cool quickly. This is KLM flight 682 arriving from Vancouver, Canada. A330-200, 9 hours and 18 minutes underway. It's the PH-AOB FWAB, 19-year-old airplane, first flight July 2005. Boom. Can you get it any more buttery? Not likely. Absolutely terrific. Alrighty. Let's see, the next airplanes. There they are. Still a bit out. Gives me a moment to do a switcheroo on my batteries here. Or at least one of them. Heated gloves, absolute requirement. Yeah. Next airplane coming in is KLM flight 1068, arriving from Southampton. That's an Embraer 175. After that, a 737-900 arriving from Birmingham. KLM flight 1042. 737 arriving from Manchester 1030. Next after that. Oh. I also see the Dash 8 100 of the Coast Guard on my right, flying out. Right. Heated glove back on. Pretty soon, going to need to do the same on the right hand side. For now, we're okay. KLM flight 1068 arriving from Southampton. Embraer 175 coming in. 241 nautical miles it has journeyed. 7-year-old airplane. First flight July 2017. Right. I was already wondering, why is my right hand getting cool so quickly? It's already running out. Now I need to do the same with the second hand, the second glove. Alrighty. Quickly. That's another battery. Where did I put the other one? That was over here. Back in. Film the landing with bare hands. KLM 737 arriving from Manchester up next, flight 1030, followed by a KLM Embraer 175 arriving from Bergen. And Stevo said that the Lufty 747 passing overhead was Lufty 747 flying to Miami, Florida. Awesome, thanks for the update, mate. So, yeah. Two fresh heated gloves. And in the meantime, a warm welcome to all the viewers who have joined in the meantime. Welcome to the show. You're watching AMS Live. My name is Boy. We are standing along the Kaagbaan runway 06, primary runway for arrival. It is sunny. The wind is 13 knots. Steven Seagull also here says hi to you all. KLM 737 flight 1030 arriving from Persenchester, having arrived over the Gulf of Yorkshire. Now landing here. If you joined us only just now, you may have missed the landing of two 747s. One here on the Kaagbaan in the first 5 minutes of the stream. Another one not too long ago. Is this Austrian in the retro livery? It does look like it, doesn't it? Still to come, another 747 around 12:15. And the A380 is expected around 12:30. If you don't have to be anywhere, stick around because we are going to catch them all. Let's have a quick look. This is KLM flight 1164 arriving from Bergen. And in the meantime, welcome back Sven. Good to have you back in the lounge. We kept your seat warm. Hjalmar, good morning. Nice weather indeed. Have a quick look on flight radar, see where the airplanes of interest are flying. Just northeast of Dublin, Ireland, we have Cargolux arriving from Miami, Florida. That's a 7478 ETA, now 12:17. ETA of 12:31 is Emirates flight 147 arriving from Dubai. Both of these airplanes expected to land here on the Polderaan. This is KLM flight 1164. It is an Embraer 175 arriving from Bergen. Nice floaty landing there. Hadi Ineke, goedemorgen. Tootje Toby, goedemorgen. Good morning all others who have joined us in the meantime. Welcome to the show. You're watching AMS Live, my name is Boy and this is the Kaagbaan, runway 06. Wind blowing from the east. The sun is out. And in the upcoming hour and 10 minutes, one more 747 and the Emirates A380 are arriving. This is KLM flight 912 arriving from Aberdeen. 1 hour and 7 minutes underway. 15-year-old airplane, first flight September 2009. KLM flight 1136 is arriving from Dublin. And you can see it in the background. It is approaching the glide slope. Not too far away from where I'm living. Very floaty. Alrighty. Quick turn back. Next airplane coming in, KLM flight 1136 arriving from Dublin, Ireland. 737-800. And in the meantime, massive thank you to Julian, who just now gifted the membership. Jesco was the recipient. Welcome to the Aurora Skylights, Jesco. Julian, thank you so much. I hope that Jesco will thank you for the gifted membership and will enjoy the custom emojis that he has now access to for a month. And also a massive big thank you to Peter K. Planes for your super chat. Over 540 likes. Let's do 1,000 likes today. Yeah, that's not going to happen. People are very reluctant to like streams. It doesn't really matter that much, I think, in the end. But it is a nice idea. Looks like after a little pause, after this airplane, Iceland Air is coming in with a MAX 8737 flight 500, BA flight 450 arriving from London Heathrow after that. This is the PH Boston Consulting Group. That's what the abbreviation always reminds me of. Footage is starting to get a bit shuddery because of the wind. I'm going to enable image stabilizer in a moment. Should make for a bit more stable footage. There we go. Right. Looking up and around me, unfortunately not a lot of contrails to be seen. There's a remnant of a contrail, but I'm not seeing anything in my... Oh wait, I need to look in the other direction. So over here, something passed by just now. Delta? Could be. Too far away to see properly. Something is coming as well. Let's have a quick look and see what it is. It is a twin jet. The sun is shining on the wrong side. Hard to make out any details. There it is. Next airplane coming in. Iceland Air Flight 500. It's a MAX 8737 and we have a BA A320 behind it. That's BA Flight 450 arriving from London Heathrow. JD says you might have to mention mission 1500 frequently, mate. No way that ever is going to work. 1500 likes in one stream while live, and you and John Dutch Canadian and Wolfgang have to be there, so that's only once every 5 or 6 weeks or so. Impossible. It's mission impossible. It's a nice idea. Maybe if in 10 years from now I'm still doing this and we might have a 6-figure subscriber base. Maybe then sometime, but... Right, national visible on flight radar, and I think I also see something. I constantly was looking for airplanes to be pushed back, but... Missed this one. This is national, going out. And... with only BA coming to the Kaagbaan. For the moment I'm thinking they're going to do a runway inspection after BA has landed. Gives us ample time to have a look at this airplane. A national 747. I think I only have AMS inbound. Let's do both for the sake of it. And I'm still not seeing it. Right, Joachim has to go, going out for a dog walk. See you later, mate. Be sure to stay warm. Wagner, bom dia. So this is national, having been pushed back. In the meantime, we have an arrival here, BA. Arrival from London Heathrow. Wind is picking up. The footage is getting more shuddery despite having enabled image stabilizer. That's because the wind is directly blowing towards us from this angle. Now it is 11:30 and in 10 or so minutes from now runway 36 right is going to close again and everything should be coming to runway 06 again. So I'm thinking they're going to do a runway inspection and at the same time hopefully also get this 747 across the runway. Has to take off from either the Polderbaan or from runway 36 center. Means they will have to traverse this runway. Now I'm zoomed in on the cargo at platform of Schiphol Airport with AMS inbound and outbound enabled. I'm not seeing the national on my end here on flight radar, so I'm not able to give you any details about this airplane, at least for now. In the meantime, mate, thank you so much. Just plain nuts for your super chat. Excellent stream, he says. Thank you so much for the appreciation and for the generosity. Just plain nuts. I'm glad to hear that you're enjoying the stream. Hope everybody is. Got the pan and tilt axes both firmly secured, so image stabilizer enabled. Dynamic image stabilizer, which should stabilize the best. That's what you get when you have wind. Now, what I also saw just now is the Koets. Christopher Koet and his mate on land here. Once again, firmly securing the tilt and pan axes. Now you can see a lot of heat wave distortion. It looks like it is warm, but it actually isn't. Just above freezing with 13 knots of wind. Dr. Toby says that the A380 is almost in the Netherlands, in Dutch airspace. That's good news. But that's probably a different A380 than the one that is going to land here at Schiphol Airport, because that is still expected in an hour from now. Paul says, shoes on our way to Schiphol Airport, signing off here. Thanks, Paul. Thank you for joining, mate. Hope to see you again in another one. Dress warmly. It's very windy over here. Another airplane coming in to the Kaagbaan behind me. is an E2 Embraer 195 arriving from Edinburgh. Sup, bruh? Let's have a look at it. Ah, the A380 referred to earlier is going to go to Glasgow. That is usually somewhere in the vicinity passing overhead. Wouldn't be surprised if I know where I need to look that I would be able to see airplanes in the vicinity of the border already. I've already established ones that from here you can see airplanes that are flying in the province of Brabant in the south of the Netherlands. You can see quite far. The typical E2 whistle. The typical E2 whistle. You can also hear the same whistle when A220s pass by. They have the same, well, not exactly the same, but related geared turbofan engines. National is on the move. Doesn't it look awesome? Right, no more airplanes going to the center runway by the looks of it. I see Evan is also back in the chat. Good to see you, mate. Hope you've been well. Transavia to arrival from Palma de Mallorca, approaching from behind. Air France flight 1500. That's the baby bus A318, ladies and gentlemen. Le petit baby bus. Number 2 to arrive. Let's have a quick look, because I think that National will not be able to traverse the runway before the landing of the narrow bodies that are now coming. This is Transavia flight 5626 arriving from Palma de Mallorca, a 737-800, and after this an A318, ladies and gentlemen. Don't get to see them very often anymore. Yes, image stabilizer really helps to stabilize the footage with the wind increasing, having reached double digits. Next airplane to land here is going to be Air France flight 1500, and that's an A318 Air Pistolet. Or is it going to traverse already? I think it is. What? National is already traversing runway 06. Which runway is it going to leave from? Polderbaan or center? Right, I'm going to momentarily switch away from National, go back to the A318 that is now coming in. The smallest of the A320 family, the A318 Air France flight 1500 is arriving. Rarity in the world globally these days, the A318, but you see it here. It is the Vergogem. Le petit baby bus d'Air France. Oui, oui, omelette du fromage. À bientôt. Et au revoir to National. Polderbaan seems the only in use for departures. Malky says, yeah, well, not anymore on paper. Center should also be open. Given that I don't see any more traffic going to 36 right. Sander says, can't see where this is going. What's the destination? Is it going to the east or to the west? If National is going to the Polderbaan and is going to take the southern threshold around the center runway, we should be able to see it here again in a few moments. NA. Okay, well, keep me posted. We have another E2 Embraer 195. And after that, JetBlue arriving from New York JFK. This is KLM flight 936 arriving from Glasgow. Luik, België, Liège. That might be a center departure then. I'm cautiously optimistic that it is going to take off from center. In that case. Which should have reopened by now. Given that for arrivals now only the Cargolux is open. Right, let's see. Everything still seems to be going to the Polderbaan. National goes to Miami, Yappie says. Okay, interesting. Yillard says it's going to Liège in Belgium. Yappie says it's going to Miami. It's going to the Polderbaan. Okay, well, that's a pity. Hard to see departures from Polderbaan from over here. Already trying to see if I can spot a departure from Polderbaan so that I can show you guys just how poorly you can see it from over here. National coming this way. Will it traverse the center runway on the south side? If so, we should be able to see it over here. Briefly. Maria has to go. Maria, thank you for joining. Sleep well. Hope to see you again next week. Came from Miami, goes to Liège, but it is going to the Polderbaan. It's a pity that I'm not seeing it on flight radar. JetBlue arriving from New York JFK, flight 62288, A321neo, 6 hours 44 minutes underway. The airplane a year old, first flight September 2023. Not seeing anything from National from over here, unfortunately. That is a bummer. Where's National? Has it already passed the southern threshold or what? Can't see anything of it from over here at least. It's crossing 36 center, right? So not going around the southern threshold. In that case, let us focus on what is coming in for the Kaagbaan. Another 3 airplanes already coming. We have a city flyer arriving from London Stansted for a change, not from London City. 36 minutes on the way. Embraer 190 long range. 13 years old, first flight January 2012. In half an hour or so from now, we are expecting another 747 arriving from Miami. Should be landing here on this runway. In 45 minutes from now, the A380 is expected, also landing on this runway expectedly. BA Embraer 190 arriving from Stansted. E2 Embraer 195 KLM arriving from Gothenburg. Embraer 190 arriving from Humberside, which I expect is somewhere over there, but not yet visible. Nice landing there. Wind on the scale of flag currently looks like so. Looks like the wind is turning a little bit more to the south. Next up, E2 Embraer 195 KLM flight 1230 arriving from Gothenburg. 1 hour and 10 minutes underway. The airplane hailing from the year 2024, although the month is not being specified. And pilot UZB101 is tuning in all the way from Uzbekistan. Welcome back, mate. Good to see ya. Hope all is well. Engines being started on the A330-200 Air China Cargo. The flaps still have to be set. They're checking the controls, the elevator up and down, ailerons left and right, and then lastly the rudder in a few moments. They'll also set the flaps for takeoff setting. And after everything is checked and cleared, they will ask clearance to taxi and they'll be on their way. And a warm welcome to the show, all of you who join us later. Welcome to AMS Live. My name is Boy. We are standing alongside the Kaagbaan, aka Runway 06, which is the primary runway for arrivals today. Wind is blowing from the east, the sun is shining, we have temperatures near zero and the wind chill is real here. But it's beautiful sunny weather. This is a Cargo A330-200 from Air China. which is going to leave us and we'll be out. Atlas Air also seems to be pushed back. Rarity Hopper in the meantime, Eastern Airways, Embraer 190 landing here. Now I spy with my little eye another Queen of the Sky against the backdrop of the so-called Zuidas of Amsterdam. You can consider it Canary Wharf, if you will, banks and law offices in the background around the Ring Highway, the south side. And the National 747 lining up for departure from the Polderbaan. Now, don't get your hopes up too high. It's not going to be very spectacular what you can see from over here. I'm already looking to my left to see if I can spot something. Is landing over here. Now I'm looking to my right to see, to my left to see if I can see the National 747 climb out, but I'm struggling to find it. Not seeing any airplanes coming above the horizon. Oh wait, is that something? No, that's just lamps. It has to be somewhere over there, but for me it is impossible to see. I'm not seeing anything. Do have Sky Express arriving from, what was it, Izmir, Turkey over here. Sun Express. Another Atlas Air. Right, taking off now. Apparently you guys are able to see it. I don't know how you guys can see it on Flight Radar because I'm not able to see it. It should be somewhere over there. Ah, there it is. I was already beginning to wonder. I know where I need to look for Polderbaan departures. Why am I not seeing anything? Right, whoa. What was it? It was going to Miami or something? There it is, the National 747. Polderbaan departures from over here look pixelated. This is already very near the top end of my digital zoom. Right, so it is going to Liège apparently, but taking off from Polderbaan. Is center even open? Bit confusing here. Runway use, yeah, I can see it's turning now to the left, so should pass over the city then. Atlas Air, in the meantime, also on the move. That one I do see on Flight Radar, going to EMA, aka Nottingham. Center is closed. Interesting. This is Atlas Air Flight 9588, which is going to be outbound. In the meantime, KLM Flight 954 arriving from Newcastle over here. Embraer 190. With a blue bottom. I don't know who it was yesterday that told us, but we learned yesterday that this was an airplane that used to belong to BA, hence the blue bottom. The center now having opened up as well as expected. Was beginning to wonder why is it not open. And check out this, it is a queen and a banana. Hey there, Peter, good to see ya. In the meantime, KLM Flight 706 is coming this way. It is arriving from Rio de Janeiro, 777-200 Where is the bugger? There it is. KLM Flight 706 arriving from Rio de Janeiro, 10 hours and 45 minutes on the way, 777-200 with registration PHBQG, that's Bravo, Quebec, Golf. The airplane is 20 years old, first flight April 2004. Looks like it is cramming a little bit, which isn't surprising because looking at the flag and compare that with the beginning of the stream, the wind has turned a little bit to the south. The south is on the left, so the airplane is definitely cramming a little bit. For those of you joining us just now, welcome to the show. You're watching AMS Live. My name is Boy. This is the Kaagbaan runway 06, primary runway for arrivals, and we're expecting a 747 and an A380 in the upcoming half hour. Both are expected to land here on this runway. As you can see, the sun is out, the lighting is beautiful today. This is KLM Flight 706 arriving from Rio de Janeiro. 10 hours and 47 minutes on the way. 20-year-old airplane, first flight April 2004. If you guys are enjoying the stream and you haven't already, consider leaving a like. It really helps to bring this content to new people, awesome people like yourselves who are into streams such as these but who haven't come across AMS Live yet. But if they were to come across it, would be happy to join our awesome community. Check out the lighting, the sun behind us, perfect lighting. Flap surfaces look immaculate, as they almost always do. KLM widebody fleet Has about the cleanest flap surfaces out there. Was that ITA on the move? Or at least it has been pushed back by the look of it. This shit is bananas. B-A-N-A-N-A-S. Right, let's have a quick look on Flight Radar while we have the time for it. Our next airplane to arrive is KLM Flight 1754. It is an Embraer 190 arrival from Hamburg. Let's have a look and see where those airplanes of interest are. They're approaching Dutch airspace as we speak. Coming in first and expected in 20 minutes from now. Arrival from Miami, Florida. Cargolux. That's a 7478. Midway between England and the Netherlands, traversing the Gulf of Yorkshire, and in the vicinity of Paderborn we have Emirates Flight 147. That's an A380, which is expected 10 minutes later after the the 767 has landed. Current runway use, let's do a refresh and it'll tell us parallel departures to the north, and we are standing over here near runway 06, the Kaarbaan. Once again, primary runway for arrivals. In the meantime, coming in is KLM Flight 1754, an Embraer 190 arriving from Hamburg, German Airways, the operator on behalf of KLM. 42 minutes to flight time. The airplane is 16 years old, hailing from the year 2009. Hadi Edward, goedemiddag and good afternoon to all others who have joined us in the meantime. The TAG MP about to land here. ITA is on the move. Something very blue. Something very yellow is also on the move. The A300 600 DHL. And also, apparently, we've gone through 700 likes. I saw that Wolfgang just now went ahead and gifted 5 memberships. Mate, thank you so much for your generosity. That is above and beyond. You know that you didn't have to do that, but you did it anyway. I hope that everybody who received a gifted membership from you will thank you for it. Don't forget to use the custom emojis, folks, if you have just become a member yourself or got gifted a membership. They're there for a reason. The DHL banana is one of them. Dexys is using it already. You can do that now as well. DHL is traversing the runway. And before turning around the camera, I also want to thank Malky, who also just now gifted the membership. And I see that Karen and Aaron were the recipients. Welcome, Karen and Aaron. And Malky, thank you so much for your generosity as well, mate. Truly above and beyond, guys. Thank you so much. DHL is on its way to the outbound runway of choice. Don't know which one it is going to go to. Don't know where it's going to go to. What I do know is that the next airplane coming in here is going to be Vueling, an A320 Neo arriving from Barcelona. Flight time 1 hour and 50 minutes. Oh, it looks like they're definitely battling windy conditions, banking left and right. 1 hour and 50 minutes underway. Check it out. What is going on? 5-year-old airplane, first flight April 2019. It's banking so hard. Almost makes me wonder, will it go around? Are they stable enough? Let's see how this one touches down. Okay. Very nice. Looking at the banking, looking at the flag. Definitely more crosswindy conditions here now for the airplane's landing. Now, Jörg, thank you so much. Also went ahead just now, gifting no less than 10 memberships just now. That is above and beyond. Also, on behalf of everybody who is liking the stream, celebrating 700 likes, thank you so much. Jörg, you didn't have to do that, you know that. I hope that everybody who received their membership will enjoy it and will also say thank you or dankeschön for it. This is KLM flight 792, 777-300 arriving from Sao Paulo. Yesterday it was the Orange Pride. Today it is the PHBVK. Boom, kablamo. Indeed, Kjell. The howling of the 300s and the freighters, second to none. Absolutely beautiful. Right, so let's see what's going on in the sky. Triplet of airplanes is arriving from the west, and the third of the triplet is the Cargolux 7478. They're approaching over the Gulf of Yorkshire. The first of the triplet is Shamrock flight 604, arriving from Dublin, Ireland. Bill also back in the chat, good to see you, mate. Martijn, goedemiddag, good afternoon. Adilson, good afternoon. Waiting for Cargolux. We all are. It's expected in a few minutes from now, and after that, also 10 minutes after that, we are going to see the Emirates A380. So if you guys don't have to be anywhere, stick around because we are going to catch them all. In the meantime, you're watching AMS Live. My name is Boy, and we are standing here along the Kaagbaan, runway 06, where I can see departures from center as well from. And we can see that the DHL Banana just now took off, already higher in the sky than the A340 was at this stage, almost twice as high. There's the DHL A300 600. It's turning to the east, so I'm thinking it is going to Leipzig, or is it going to Liège? Or maybe a different destination. Sander already letting us know that the Cargolux is expected for Noordwijk, Katwijk, Leiden, Noord pretty soon. We should start seeing the first of the triplet turn in, entering from the right. Shamrock flight 604 arriving from Dublin, Ireland. Leipzig is where the A300 is going to. Make sure I sound the least stuffy when the big planes are coming. Aer Lingus, where art thou? So according to flight radar, it is already on the glide slope. Think this is it. Yeah, there we have it. KLM flight 1020 arriving from Leeds, Embraer 190 should be entering the field of view in the background from the right. I'm wondering, can we see it? There's definitely some birds, but those are closer by. Maybe if we're lucky we can also pick up the Embraer 190 arriving from Leeds. Also crouching behind the laptop to see if maybe I can see more details on a bigger screen in the shade. Yep, there it is. You can see it just now arriving in the background from the right. Those are the two airplanes preceding the 7478. After this, the 7478 is going to enter the field of view. Although there's a bit more spatial separation, I think, between the second airplane and it. And Jellert is informing us that ULS Airlines Cargo A310 is also arriving shortly before the Emirates A380. So a nice little bonus there. In the meantime, I think that Sander should have a good look at the 747 passing by north of him. And Mo ST is tuning in from Hamburg. Servus, grüß Gott, guten Tag, herzlich willkommen. Alrighty. So, the 7478 should start seeing it pretty soon. I think we ought to be able... Yeah, there we go. We ought to be able to see it. Visibility so much more better than the last time we were here. Cargolux 7478 arriving. Right, I'm letting it go. This is near the top end of my 200 times digital zoom. If it looks pixelated, that's the reason why. Now, airplanes preceding Quad Squad members don't get much love here on AMS Live, particularly if those airplanes are narrow bodies. Means that we are not going to follow the Embraer 190 that is arriving from Leeds. We're going to stick with the Cargolux arriving from Miami, the 7478. Number 5 on flight radar, tracked by only 454 people. Rookie numbers, we have more viewers in the chat. Let's make it top 3. 7 hours, 49 minutes on the way. 11-year-old airplane, first flight May 2013. The gear is already out, here it is coming. And a massive big thank you to Rafael, who just now gifted 10 memberships. What the actual F. Mate, that is above and beyond. I hope that everybody who received their gifted membership from you just now will enjoy it, will thank you for it, and will use the custom emojis that they have at their disposal for a month now. Like the Queen, Diana is already using it. Raphael, a massive big thank you for your generosity as well, mate. Welcome new members, and Raphael, thank you once again for your generosity. And also a massive big thank you to Aeromo for your super chat, mate. Great skies, great planes, great video. Dank je, he says. You're welcome, mate. Thank you for the kind words. Glad you're enjoying the stream. Hope everybody who is watching is. Don't forget to leave a like if you are enjoying the stream. Also, stick around because there's more coming. Emirates A380 is also coming. Gary Grebe, the mother ducker, is also over here. This is going to be the second Queen landing on the Kaagbaan here in today's show. We saw a third Queen that landed on runway 36 right. This one isn't going to get away from us. Neither will the A380. A380 is expected in 15 or so minutes from now. And Yillard was already informing us that there's also a ULS A310 preceding it. So, nice little bonus. A310s, don't see those every day anymore. Cargolux arriving from Miami, Florida. Let's look and listen. Hopefully she'll get loud. Nice landing there. Reversers, question mark? Yes. Reversers are still spooling. Only now throttling down. And I spy with my little eye another Queen of the Sky that has to make way. Check it out. Combo shot, 2 queens, 1 shot. This is not suited for work. Airplane pornography here at Schiphol Airport, and also a departure from the small runway used for biz jets. Is that Max? Don't think it is. Now folks, stick around if you don't have to be anywhere, because there is an A380 coming. We're getting a 2 queen, 1 shot combo shot here. Actual airplane porn here on AMS Live, not suited for youngsters. Gives me a quick moment to thank Bill for his very generous super chat. Thanks, boy. As always, great stuff, he writes. Mate, thank you so much for your generosity and for your kind words. I'm glad that you are enjoying the stream, and I hope that everybody is. And all of you who are enjoying the stream and who haven't done so already, consider dropping another like. It really helps to bring in more awesome people like you guys who are into streams such as these, but who haven't come across AMS Live yet, but who would be very willing to join our awesome community. Chef Bernard D also back in the chat. Good to see ya. And indeed, Kamzeep, you can hear girls screaming. There are youngsters further to the right of me. I think we have our thumbnail of the day. And the bizjet in the background taking off as well. Ah, Evan! Salute, mon ami! Cheers to you too, mate! Bottoms up! Oh, you're not able to see it. I'm also drinking. What an amazing shot. Hey, goeiedag.
Nou, nu ga jij je afvragen van wie is dat?
Ja, zeker. Mensen kennen mij, maar andersom is het meestal wat lastiger.
Ik ben Benny.
Hey, Benny.
Pater.
Benny Pater, leuk.
De enige echte.
Leuk man.
Ja.
Leuk, goeiedag.
Goeiedag.
Hoi, ik ben Boy.
Evelien.
Evelien, goedemiddag.
Hoezo?
Nou.
Ik ga eens een keer zien hoe jij hier de boel voor elkaar hebt.
Ja, nou dat is op deze manier. Moet je eens kijken, daar verderop. Twee 747's. The mother of all combo shots.
Ja, dat is heel mooi. Nou, wij vanochtend wel heel vroeg. Een van die twee hebben we zien landen. We staan net op de Cargolux zo.
Die achterste die is net aangekomen en die voorste die gaat zo weer weg. Ja. En dan zo meteen nog de A380 over een minuut of 10 ongeveer. Benny Pater, who is also frequently in the chat here in real life with his sister. And a massive big lens, 600 millimeters? 600 millimeter lens. 200 to 600.
Also, my wife, she's listening in the chat.
Ah, okay, there you go.
I say hello to Ina.
Ina, hello from Benny over here, from freezing Schiphol Airport. Yeah, so we're waiting for the A380 to arrive. It is expected in about 10 minutes or so. This is two Cargolux 747s. The latter just now landed. The former is going to leave pretty soon. I think the sun might also be leaving. If you look in the foreground, you can already see some shade. Definitely some more cloudiness forming now. Greetings to the ground crew from Austrian Wolf as well. And we have narrow bodies coming in. Transavia arriving from Kitila is about to land here. Let's turn around and have a look at it. 737-800.
Boy, do you still remember the two guys who were fighting with an umbrella about 2 years ago?
Two guys fighting with an umbrella?
Yeah?
No? No. Don't remember that. Oh yeah, wait, at the Polderbaan. It was at the Polderbaan. Yeah. You were one of them, weren't you?
Yeah, we were both.
Oh, that was you two. I vaguely remember indeed having seen something. It was further to the north of me.
Yes.
Yeah.
You were asking what are those guys doing?
Fighting with an umbrella on a very warm day.
We lose.
Now, Cargolux is coming. And this is Suparna in the foreground, or is it? Toby says that the A380 is near Lelystad, so it should be coming this way. We should be able to see it at some point. This is Suparna, which is going to fly to China, most likely via the Polderbaan. Let's see. Turkish A310 is approaching. Saudia is also coming from Jeddah, immediately preceding the A380. In the meantime, over here a KLM Embraer is landing. And W. Snyder says that the red 747 that just took off, landing in Liège already. There you go. And look at the lighting of the Suparna livery. Beautiful. The flames almost lifelike. There she goes, traversing the runway, as we've seen several other queens do before it. Now also a big thank you to Eva for your super sticker mate, 100 underlined twice. Thank you so much for that, my friend. Dexter says that the 747 needs to wash her face. Try telling that to her in her face. Right, we're waiting for the A380. And while we're waiting, more narrow bodies are approaching. Suparna is leaving the house. Air Canada is also coming in. Quite a few wide bodies preceding the A380 are underway. Let's have a quick look. Transavia arriving from Valencia, next to arrive. After that it's going to be Air Canada. Paul also back in the chat. Good to see you, mate. Mike Wild also back in the chat. Good to see you too, mate. Perfect timing. Just in time for the A380. Two 747s landed here on the runway Kaagbaan. One got away, it landed on a different runway, but we were still able to see it. The A380 is coming this way and is soon going to land here on the Kaagbaan, the runway 06. Air Canada in the background turning in. Here in the foreground we have KLM Transavia flight 6336, arriving from Valencia. Flight time 2 hours and 8 minutes, 15-year-old airplane, first flight April 2009. And Air Canada has turned in, is now also on the glide slope. There you go. This is the PHHSW, that's Hotel Sierra Whiskey. No time to waste, gotta move with haste. Air Canada is coming next. Here it is. Flight 808, arriving from Toronto, Canada, 7879 Dreamliner. And Boss BJC just became our latest Aurora Sky Lounge member. Mate, thank you so much for choosing the lounge as your place to hang out with in. Thank you so much for your support. Hope everybody is going to show you around, show you where everything is at. Mate, thank you so much. And the A380 downwind right behind us, Wolfgang says. I think I have it. Let's have a quick look. It should be... over there already. Flying in between the clouds. I think the clouds are in the way. But there it is, Emirates flight 147 on the downwind leg, soon landing here. My eyes are tearing up because of the wind. Stupid chilly wind. A preview of what we are going to see in a few minutes, ladies and gentlemen. First up, a bank robber from Canada, here to get our money. Air Canada flight 808. And thank you all so much for subscribing to the channel as well. I see that we apparently breached the 27k upwards and onwards. Thank you all so much for your vote of confidence, folks. Also, don't forget to drop a like if you are enjoying the stream of today. It really helps to bring in more awesome people like yourselves who are into streams like these, who haven't come across AMS Live yet, but who would certainly want to join our awesome community if they were given a chance to see the content and the great atmosphere over here. Queen over there, and the entrees preceding the main dish in the form of the A380, coming in the form of Sun Express, arriving from Kayseri. That's the 737-800. The airplane next to it, that's the the A310, arriving from Istanbul. ULS Airlines Cargo. That's an A310 on the left. 32 years old already. First flight March 1992. First up, Sun Express arriving from Kayseri in Turkey. That's a 737-800. 4 hours and 5 minutes underway. The airplane is 8 years old. First flight April 2016. Sun Express and the sun still shining in the west. That's the backdrop, still blue. Looking land inward, definitely a bit more cloudiness. Luckily we can still see the liveries being illuminated beautifully. Next up, ULS Cargo, flying on behalf of Turkish, I think, flight 6559, arriving from Istanbul, A310, 32 years old, coming this way. And also thank you, Evan, for another super sticker, smiling face with sunglasses. Thank you so much for that, my friend. Now, quickly back to the camera controls. Don't want to lose anything here today. Turkish flight 6559, operated by ULS Airlines Cargo. A310 arriving from Istanbul, 3 hours and 13 minutes on the way. That's nearly par for the course. The typical flight time between Istanbul and Amsterdam averages around 3 hours. 1182 nautical miles, 32-year-old airplane. The first flight of this airplane was in March 1992, and I still had 2 more years of elementary school to go before going to middle school. What were you doing back in March 1992, folks? Yoko was in school, Lisa was chilling in the cauliflowers, Tootje Toby was being seed, being a sperm. Bear with me, military service, Tom, minus one month old, Ari in final year of the higher technical school. Awesome guys. Next up, KLM flight 1800 arriving from Düsseldorf. Saudi flight 215 arriving from Jeddah, following behind it. That's a 787-10 Dreamliner. Also, Malky, thank you so much for a very generous super chat there, for a coffee, a stroopwafel, or whatever you like, boy. Cheers for all your hard work. Mate, thank you so much for your kind words and for your appreciation. I will get some stroopwafels, I think. That's absolutely something I very much enjoy. If you don't know what they are, Google them. And if you ever get the chance to try them, do it. Stroopwafels are Dutch cookies, hard cookies with some syrup in between. What is it? It's caramel syrup, I think it is. Absolutely lovely. On markets you can even get them warm. Highly recommended in the winter. But we eat them with our coffee. All year round. Often served to guests when you're coming to visit and have coffee. Time for the heavy hitters. Now, Her Majesty is also ready to traverse the runway, but I think she will have to wait until the A380 has landed. The Queen will have to wait for the King, I think. Preceding the King, which is already visible, is Saudia, flight 215. Ordinarily, airplanes preceding quad squad members don't get much love here, but this is an exception. This is a wide body. Now number 5 on flight radar, arriving from Jeddah with Jeddah Nights. 5 hours and 48 minutes underway. It's the Hazard 27, 4 years old, first flight February 2020. And of course behind it we have Emirates flight 147 arriving from Dubai. The number 2 on flight radar, already tracked by 1,532 people. 6 hours and 55 minutes on the way for the Emirates A380. That's a bit longer than normally would have been the case. Normally the average flight time 6.5 hours. So a bit of headwind or maybe a different route. Last minute controls and corrections there. Here she is, the King. I say she, I should say he, of course. You can probably still pick up on the mic the reversers being applied by the Dreamliner from Jeddah. This is the A6EEF Echo Foxtrot. 12-year-old airplane, first flight November 2012, Emirates flight 147. Now the number 1 on flight radar, tracked by 1,568 people. And the Queen has traversed the runway in the meantime. That's a shame. Then again, we can only see one thing at a time. Emirates flight 147 arriving from Dubai. Wouldn't it be nice if it were to go around Fingers crossed. We saw one 747 not too long ago where it happened. The runway does seem to be clear. Quick glance behind me. I'm expecting loud reverser application to be audible. The wind is blowing in the right direction. It's blowing all the sound towards us. So let's look and listen. Emirates flight 147 arriving from Dubai. The King has arrived and is vacating the runway to the left on its way to what is probably going to become G9, Golf 9. That's usually the location it is parked at. Now, almost always Joke does it go to Golf 9. Although the other day it didn't. There are exceptions. The apartment building on wings has arrived once again. Is Turkish, the Dreamliner arriving from Istanbul, also going to land here? Sparta is taking off. Definitely some crosswind departures here in progress as well. Here's Suparna Airlines 747 taking off to Nanjing in China. Still a couple of wide bodies are coming in. I see a 777-200 arriving from Atlanta, Georgia, and a Turkish Dreamliner also coming this way. Meanwhile, TAP and Portugal. And you can see no longer is it constantly in the sunshine. There's also a bit of cloudiness over here in the meantime. For another 17 minutes, Kaagbaan runway 06, the one we are standing next to, is expected to stay open as the only runway for inbound traffic. After that, we are expecting converging arrivals once again, with runway 36 right also opening up. My plan is to stick around for at least the KLM 777 arriving from Atlanta and the Dreamliner from Turkish. I'm assuming both are still going to land here on the Kaagbaan, the runway we are standing next to. Looking to the west, things still look more open than land inward. We have an Air France A380 coming in next, flight 1640. That's a Bombardier C-Series 300, 45 minutes on the way. The airplane is 3 years old, first flight October 2021. Alvin, what up mate? Lurking today. At least nice of you to say hi mate. Hope you were in time to see the A380. whistle similar to that of the E2 Embraers. Both have geared turbo and fan engines related to one another. Looks like the Atlas Air just now left from center. Cargolux. Apologies. I think I said Atlas. Livery shining beautifully in the sunshine. Up, up and away. Pete says that there is a Kuwait Airways A380 now at Kampen and Qatar 777 at Goor. The question is how many of those airplanes are still going to land here. I'm expecting the opening of 36 right in 15 minutes from now. Transavia A321neo is coming in from Kusamo, which I think is in Finland. Qatar is going to 36 right, Ari says, so that means that heavy hitters arriving from the east, now in the east of the country, will not be going to the runway we are standing next to. The Turkish is coming, Turkish Dreamliner is flying towards Leiden. A lot of airplanes are coming in, but that one definitely is going to come this way. See that Han is also back in the chat, good to see you, mate. Hope all is well. So yeah, let's have a look and see what is inbound arriving from the west then, because pretty soon everything coming in from the east is going to go to the different runway. Oh wait, shit, now what I'm doing. Lost flight radar, now the chat is very big. Let's fix that first. Now I've lost my flight radar. Oké, hey, zie je later. Groetjes man, tot de volgende keer. Alright, let's see. Don't think that a lot is coming in after the Turkish Dreamliner and the 777-200 from Atlanta have arrived, so I think those are going to be the last airplanes for today's show, folks. And Christoph's parents are on the Dreamliner taking off from Polderbaan. Let's see, Dreamliner taking off from Polderbaan. Is it airborne yet? Because I'm not seeing anything yet. Ryanair in the meantime arriving here. Lined up, okay? Let's have a look then. Somewhere over there we should start seeing airplanes emanating from above the horizon if they are departing from the polderbaan. There it is. Is that them? Not exactly sure. Now, also, retro lot is coming. Check out this beauty. Lot flight 263 arriving from Warsaw. Embraer 175. Retro livery. Look at this beautiful livery. Awesome to see. Now, if all is well, the next airplane taking off from polderbaan should be Crystal's parents in a Dreamliner. Has to be this one then. This looks like a Dreamliner. Unmistakably a Dreamliner, looking at the curved wing. So they seem to be safely on their way, Christophe. EasyJet A380 arriving from Prague in the Czech Republic. And another is coming after this, an A320 arriving from Bristol. Wind is picking up, definitely not slowing down here. Double-digit wind speeds. Turkish Dreamliner now number 2, following the EasyJet A320 arriving from Bristol, flight 22925 on the left, on the right. That's an A320, 6 years old, first flight July 2018. The 777-200 should be somewhere in the background. I always keep thinking the tree is in the way. Those should be the last airplanes of today's show. EasyJet, Turkish and KLM. Can definitely tell it's getting more windy here. Hey, that was the baby bus, wasn't it? A318 Petit Baby Bus also leaving. The Vergagem, we saw it land here earlier. Now it is leaving once again back to France already. Derek is tuning in from Poland. Greetings, Derek. Welcome one and all. Last two airplanes of the show, folks. Turkish flight 1957, 7879 Dreamliner. 3 hours and 3 minutes underway. The airplane 3 years old, first flight October 2021. Now, Evan, mate, thank you so much for your kind words and for your super chat. You got Christopher Parents departing and that was cool. Do the best I can, mate. Thank you so much for your appreciation. I was happy to oblige. Just a pity that Polderbaan is so far away from over here. You don't get to see a lot of details of the airplanes leaving there. It also works the other way around, unfortunately. Doing the best I can. Ricardo has to go. Fijne zondag, Ricardo. Thanks for joining. This is Turkish Airlines flight 1957, the penultimate airplane of today's show. Beautiful tulip on the back side of the livery of the fuselage. Pretty soon the tulips are going to be in bloom again here in Keukenhof and in the flower fields in what is called in English the flower strip. Last airplane of the day, KLM flight 622 arriving from Atlanta, Georgia. 777-200 7 hours and 40 minutes on the way. The PHBQE, 21 years old, first flight January 2004. And before that, a massive big thank you to what I think is Tariq, but it's not a T, it's a G, Garik. Seems like a Russification of a Dutch name, maybe. Thank you for your kind words. He says, thank you for trotseren van de kou. Thank you for going out in the cold. And also a thank you to Stranger for your super chat and your kind words. Great stream today. Glad you guys are appreciating. KLM flight 622, last airplane of the day. Not sure yet when I will be out again. Planning on going away for a weekend upcoming week. Not sure yet if it is going to go through, but if it is, it'll probably mean Thursday, Friday and Saturday I will be gone. Should be back on Sunday then. Now whether or not the weather will allow a stream by then remains to be seen. Squeaky clean flap surfaces, the flaperon indicative of the input given by the pilot landing. You can see all the control surfaces are moving. The ailerons, the elevators, the rudder. Right, that was it, folks. Last airplane of the day. I want to thank you all so much for joining me here today. I had a wonderful time and I hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I have. A massive big thank you for all of the support, all the likes, all the subscriptions, all the super chats, the super stickers, the gifted memberships, becoming a member yourself, PayPal donations, merch store purchases. Thank you all so much. You guys are what makes this channel great, and I'm looking forward to seeing you all again during the next one, which hopefully will be later next week. For now, I'm going to say goodbye and thank you all for joining me here today. Enjoy the rest of your week. Stay warm, stay healthy, and hope to see you in the next one. Bye for now, guys.